watching Estuary News. I'm Luke Adams. In the headlines tonight, changes at Estuary TV. A man is jailed following a brutal attack on two women in Immingham, and the future of House of Fraser. And later in tonight's programme, Justin Naggs and Mark Bard will be telling me about the All Warriors Masters in Hull. Before that, Leah Nietzsche on the future of Estuary TV. But first tonight, the Grimsby Institute have announced today that Estuary TV is to close. They say they have not been able to achieve the required finances to continue running the station. Staff have been informed of the decision and will continue working at the channel until the 31st of August. The Grimsby Institute are working with a larger broadcaster to transfer the licence to ensure local television will continue in the area. And I'll be talking to Leah Nietzsche of Estuary TV on today's announcements later in the programme. A Hull man has been jailed for 25 years following a brutal attack on two women in Immingham. 34-year-old Lewis Morgan admitted attempting to murder Gwen Kaplan after she intervened as he attacked his partner Rhiannon Mills in front of her terrified child. Sheffield Crown Court heard Morgan had left Miss Mills with life-changing injuries following the incident at her home in Sunningdale Drive in February. He accused her of being unfaithful and repeatedly punched and kicked her in the head, face and body. He then turned his attention to Mrs. Kaplan after she told him she had called an ambulance. He stormed into her house using two knives to stab the pensioner in her face, neck and arms in the bathroom. Jeremy Evans from the Crown Prosecution Service says both women were lucky to escape with their lives. The high street chain House of Fraser could be saved. Philip Day, owner of Jaeger and Edinburgh Woolen Mill, is one of a small number of potential investors to make a potential bid to buy the company. House of Fraser needs to secure fresh financing this month in order to prevent it going into administration. The company announced it plans to close several stores in our region by next year as part of a major rescue deal. Grimsby, Hull and Lincoln have been earmarked for closure. Police are keen to trace two suspects after criminal damage was caused to 11 vehicles in a car park in Grimsby. The site was used by charity workers and carers for the elderly. It was targeted around midday on Friday by the pair who were riding an orange motorbike and a grey scooter. Neither had number plates. Homicide Police says a significant amount of damage was caused, including smashed windows and windscreens, which could run into thousands of pounds. The pair rode off along Pelham Road. More than 80 politicians are calling for a £100 billion investment in rail and road projects in northern England. A cross-party group of MPs and peers from the north have written to the Chancellor via the Northern Powerhouse Partnership, calling for regional road and rail links to be improved ahead of HS2 in 2032. The proposals would see reduced journey times and upgrades to existing lines between Leeds and Hull and Sheffield and Hull. The letter said the money was needed to reverse decades of underinvestment. The government said it was committed in developing Northern Powerhouse Rail. Hull College is gearing up to get its students to this year's Humber Street Sesh. The partnership between the college and the festival is in its 5th year. Students from the college get involved in stage management. Jason Haig, course leader at the college, says it's all about giving students real-world experience.
Hull College has been a major part of the festival since the beginning. We were one of the first sponsors to sponsor stages when the festival first started, when it came from the old Linnet and Lark days and made this huge festival available to the city. So Hull College has always been there because what we've seen it as from the beginning is it's an essential part of the city and the culture of this city, and also an essential part of our students' lives, as most of the students that have played or do play now have been a part of Hull College from the age of 16 all the way through to ending their degrees here. Even some who are currently playing this year are on their master's degrees here as well. So we've always been there from the beginning.
I've done it previously and it's like a really good vibe. You're just surrounded by people all the time, and you're not just, because I'm a technical theatre student, you're not always involved in just technical stuff. You'll be just doing a bit of artist liaison, you do a bit of just everything on the festival, so you kind of just get a bit of a knowledge on everything. Obviously at university and college and stuff, you do experience to a certain extent, but working on festivals and stuff like that in the city, it's a real world experience. You find out what's going on, when it rains and the weather affects everything. You don't get that when you just do a theatre. But when you're working on a festival, it's a completely different experience and it's really enjoyable.
We've got a really good relationship with the organisers of Humber Street Sesh, and the opportunities they give to our students every single year is amazing. You know, we always have that early relationship come February, March, April time where we get in touch with the festival, they get in touch with us and they ask about which students are going to be interested, who would like to work, where they are wanting to work on the festival as well, because that's really important. You know, it's the festival are really good with organising with the college about where to put students. You know, especially something like this year where the college is sponsoring the Spanish from Mars Big Top Tent, and also with the production areas, so it gives our students that chance to choose the area that they look to for a future career.
Yorkshire Water says it plans to cut its leakage rate by 40% over the next 7 years. The company says it's had to deal with more leaks compared to the same time last year as a result of dry ground conditions caused by the recent heat wave. Yorkshire Water deals with more than 5,000 leaks each year, which costs around £19,000 a day to investigate and repair. Hull's Bankside will be closed for another month until major flood defence work is completed. The road was due to reopen in May but was delayed due to prolonged work. The Environment Agency says it's now been delayed until September. £36 million is being spent on flood protection in the area. Once complete, the scheme will provide protection to more than 60,000 properties along a stretch of the River Hull. 10,000 properties were hit by flooding in Hull back in 2017. A rock hunting game to encourage conversations about mental health has started in Grimsby. The idea originally started in Beverley via Facebook by Sally Beaton McIntosh. The Beverley Rocks Facebook page encourages people to decorate rocks and hide them. It now has more than 20,000 members. Pebbles with colourful pictures and uplifting messages have been hidden in People's Park in Grimsby. It's World Breastfeeding Week. A series of events are taking place across the East Riding to coincide with the campaign. One event is the Global Big Latch On, a breastfeeding activity which will take place at venues around the world. The Big Latch On will be held at Beverley's Fleming Gate, Princess Mary Promenade in Bridlington and the Lighthouse Gardens in Withensea tomorrow from 10 a.m. This year, the goal is to break the current record of 17,992 children breastfeeding at 758 locations in 23 countries. World Breastfeeding Week runs until the 7th of August. Businesses are being given the opportunity to learn what it's like to be a firefighter. Lincolnshire Fire and Rescue Service are holding an experience day where people will undertake a number of challenges, including a staged RTC, working in confined spaces and using breathing apparatus. The event will be held on the 12th of August at Bourne Fire Station. And as you saw at the top of tonight's programme, it's been announced today that Estuary TV is to close. Leah Nietzsche, executive producer of the channel, joins me now to discuss today's news. Good evening, Leah. Welcome to the programme. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. I wish it was under better circumstances. First of all, what does today's announcement mean for the channel?
OK, now the news has gone out, especially in the print media, who want to do anything they can to try and damage local TV, in my opinion, is that it's saying Estuary TV is closing. Now, Estuary TV, the name, will end on the 31st of August, but the local television will continue, and it will continue as That's TV from the 1st of September. So although the name will change and background operations may change, the channel will continue and it will evolve and it will be part of a larger group.
So very much for the staff based working at Estuary TV, it's very much business as usual until that takeover with That's TV.
It is business as usual, and business will continue after the 31st. It will be a different business.
Okay. Is this then a good outcome?
I think it's a good outcome. I think that the future of local television is about being part of a larger group, and I think that means that local television will be much more sustainable in the future, and it will be able to offer a whole wide variety of different opportunities for commercial customers.
Okay. How successful has the channel been in the last 4 years?
Well, you think we were the first channel to launch. We put Grimsby and Hull on the map to show that actually local television can work very well, can work successfully, and the channel has gone from strength to strength. We know that we're getting thousands and thousands of viewers a day. Our commercial opportunities are starting to go through the roof. Our commercial clients are seeing that they're getting very good returns on investment, and it's all very positive. We know we engage very well with our local communities. People support us. The newsroom is very, very busy. So I think, you know, everything is there to continue and to grow.
Excellent. We have a good relationship now with our external clients in terms of sales. What's our message to people who advertise with the channel?
Our message to people who advertise with the channel is it is business as usual. Don't worry. The sales team will be in touch today, I would expect, to tell them what's going on, and don't worry, things will continue and it will continue to have good returns for you.
Very good advice, Leah. And we see from the 1st of September, do we see that the news programming provision will continue, but obviously under a different guise?
Yes, the news will continue. Every local television station has a programme commitment with Ofcom to provide local news and current affairs. And it won't be called Estuary TV anymore, it will be called That's TV, but the news will continue and people's local channel will continue. So keep watching.
Thank you very much indeed. Very quickly, Leah, we've had a couple of comments on our Facebook live feed. Guru FP, real shame the channel is going. Best of luck to all in finding future employment. And Paul Metcalf says, a talented bunch like them will have no worries at all. Great comments. Leah, thank you very much indeed. All the best for the future.
Thank you. Keep going.
Thank you very much. Join me after the break when we'll have all the latest sports news, and I'll be talking to Justin Knight and Mark Bard about All Warriors Masters. Welcome back. You're watching Estuary News. Still to come tonight, all the latest sports news with Rob Dawley, and I'll be talking to Justin Knight and Mark Bird on Warriors All Masters. Hull Royal Infirmary have been inundated with twiddle muffs after they were taken from the hospital. They were stolen from the fracture clinic used to help keep dementia patients calm during their treatment. Twiddle muffs, which are knitted tubes often fashioned with ribbons, buttons, bells and zips, have been found to have a calming effect on people with dementia by keeping their hands busy and warding off anxiety. The trust, which runs the hospital, says they have received replacements from all over the country after word spread about the theft. East Riding Council says the Wildlife Photographer of the Year exhibition is once again proving popular. Currently on display at the Treasure House in Beverley, the event showcases 100 acclaimed photographs of wildlife from around the world. Last year's event attracted 50,000 visitors. Helen Gordakova, curator of Beverley Art Gallery, says this year's exhibition is about raising issues such as the environment and poaching.
Oh, it's really amazing. We're so honoured to have the exhibition again. Obviously last year it was a novelty for us and it was such an amazing success, so we're absolutely thrilled to have it back again. And of course the set of pictures is different each year, so this time there are new issues that are being presented, new themes that are being linked to the exhibition, so it's really great to have it back again. Well, it's always quite a laborious process, but we've already established a really good link with the Natural History Museum and they've been fantastic with us, so it was really great cooperating with them. And we had really great support from the whole of the council, so it just shows you that when we pull together we can achieve amazing things.
It's a great prestigious exhibition. I mean, last year it attracted 48,000 people just to the gallery itself, just to come and see the exhibition. Clearly that was on the back of the City of Culture year, which was obviously a fabulous year. We were promised all along that we were going to try and endeavour to keep a prestigious exhibition going. Obviously we took the opportunity to develop some really sort of close relationships with some really great galleries and museums, and obviously the working closely with the museum from London was a real, with the Natural History Museum, was a real coup last year, and consequently our officers have really worked hard and we've developed that relationship and we've managed to get this exhibition back again to us this year.
Each year you've got a number of people submitting to the competition. This year I think it was over 40,000 submissions, and then the final number of the images is 100, so you can imagine how difficult it is to select the stories. I think with this exhibition it's not only about how the images with visually. So they're all photographs, so of course you need to have certain technical quality of them. However, it's not only about whether they are visually appealing, it's also the story that they represent, because this exhibition being, you know, organised by the Natural History Museum, there is a great environmental awareness, so it's really important that images represent stories linked to biodiversity, sustainability.
I mean, people came from really across the country to come and see this exhibition, which was great, and of course it then showcases the whole of Beverley, so it really it adds to the tourism offer for Beverley. And I think also the exhibition here, with it being in our refurbished gallery, it also sort of helps to sort of cement what we feel is our cultural quarter here. We've got the Treasure House here, which is of course is just a stone's throw away from the new East Riding Theatre. So we are really creating what I think is a special cultural quarter for Beverley, and having this quality exhibition here for a second year really sort of helps to reinforce that message.
A collection of vintage photographs are now on display in Grimsby, showing the heritage and history of the town's bullring. The exhibition marks the start of a series of themed exhibitions with aiming to renew interest in the town's history. The photographs will be on display until the end of October at Grimsby Top Town Market. A replica tent has been set up by a refugee family in Hull to highlight their journey from war-torn Sudan to Hull. It's part of an exhibition that will go on display at the Wilberforce Institute later this month. The Dyer family lived in an Egyptian refugee camp before moving to Hull in 2015. The drawing time installation will be on display from the 30th of August. I'm joined now by Justin Naggs and Mark Baird to tell me about a new local Masters Rugby League team in Hull called All Warriors Masters. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the programme. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. Justin, first of all, tell me about the All Warriors Masters. What is the club?
Well, basically, we're based at Myton Warriors Ground at Marish Sporting Club in Hull, North Hull. And I was previously playing for Hull Masters, and with Hull being a big rugby town, I thought it'd be a great idea to maybe give it a go and make another team, and it's just come off fantastic. So now we've got two teams doing successful at Masters Rugby League, so it's been fantastic, great response. I've got like 40 lads down playing, you know.
Please, it's going well. And you only set up in May this year?
May this year, yeah.
So you've achieved quite a lot in such a small space of time.
Yeah.
Mark, what are the main aims of the club?
I think the main aims for us is to get people that's over 35, they don't have to have any rugby background skills whatsoever, is to get them out of the chair basically and get on the pitch and try and do something which they've maybe never done before. And for us old heads really that have been playing for a lot of years, to keep going. Once you're sat on that settee, it takes a lot of getting off.
Okay, and people can think the careers are over, and then it can start just from the age of 35 onwards. They can have a good time, meet great friends. It's the camaraderie. Like, we both play for both teams, and we've got great friends, haven't we? And we all end up in the pub at the end of the day. It's good.
So it's good to hear that it's not just about the actual game itself. There's
No.
all the social connotations,
No,
you know, what come with playing the sport as well.
There's a lot of travelling. We travel to a lot of clubs. We've met lots of people, lots of friends from all different clubs.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take long for them to get to know your name and get to know the person that you are as well. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's your first derby next month.
Yeah.
How are you
Well,
feeling?
this month
This
now.
month, sorry.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
Oh, it's going to be a good day. We can't wait, can we? It'll be a good one. Looking forward to it because, like I say, I know everybody from the other team, and they're all my friends, and we've got a new bunch of lads, and in that short time we might even get more players, both teams. So yeah, it's going to be good.
If people want to get involved with the club, how should they contact you? I believe you've got a Facebook page?
Yeah, well, both clubs have got Facebook pages and Twitter, and we have got our websites as well. And also there's going to be a third team coming out in
East Hull Masters.
East Hull Masters in the next couple of... Yeah, within the next 6 weeks. So hopefully we'll get a third team in Hull. So Masters is growing.
What does the name Masters actually mean? Because it seems to be quite linked to this sport of rugby.
Yeah, it means all the generation playing rugby league, Masters, all the players really. So it's anyone from the age of 35 onwards, and we've both played against lads who's 70s and 80s.
I don't quite qualify yet. I'm just a little bit underage, but do you think when I do turn 35 you'd welcome me onto the pitch?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Lots
sure
of
we
training.
will.
Absolutely.
Yeah, lots of training. Now, it's great to see here, lads, that you're doing some excellent work with local charities. You're supporting Hull for Heroes and Life for a Kid. And I believe, Justin, so far this year you've already raised £6,000 for
around that
Life for a
figure.
Kid.
Around that figure, yeah, and it's still going up because we also, myself and Dean Hoggard, he runs Life for a Kid, and we've also got the All-Stars Rugby League team, and we've got a lot of ex-professionals, Gareth Ellis, Adrian Morley, Rob Burrows, and people can
Sounds fantastic.
get involved and pay to play alongside with these so-called players, and that's what raises the money in the profile.
Thank you very much, indeed, lads. All the best for Saturday. Thank you very much
Lovely.
indeed.
Thank you.
Now here's all the latest sports news with Rob Dawley.
Starting with Scunthorpe United tonight, and they have announced the signing of James Perch, the defensive midfielder who counts for Newcastle United and Nottingham Forest as two former previous clubs, has signed a 2-year deal at Glanford Park and is the Irons' 7th signing this summer. Yesterday, Grimsby Town player Harry Clifton outlined what his hopes are and expectations for the upcoming season. The youth graduate who scored in Grimsby's final pre-season game believes the sky's the limit for the team and they're going into the season with big ambitions. After signing a 3-year deal with his hometown club, Harry Clifton added he was really looking forward to the start of the season. On to Hull City now, and Marcus Henriksen has been named captain on a permanent basis. The Tigers skipper has spoken of his pride after being named skipper by manager Nigel Atkins. Henriksen will lead the team into their season after wearing the armband throughout pre-season. He signed for the club back in 2017. On to Rugby League now, and Mark Minicello has said Hull FC will be heading into the Super 8s at full fitness after they were given the weekend off. He said the break has come at a really good time when we're all battered and bruised. Hull FC will take on Wakefield Trinity in their opening game of the Super 8 series. It was heartbreak for local lad Kyle Edmund after he was defeated by former British #1 Andy Murray in the Washington Open. The Scot was taken the distance but proved to have just too much for Edmund as he stepped up from a major hip injury surgery that took him out for almost a year. Murray's injury has seen him slip down the world rankings and is now in 832nd in the world, while Edmund is just outside the top 100. And that's all from the sport from me, Rob Dawley. Back to Luke in the studio.
Thanks very much, Rob. That's it for tonight. My thanks to Liam, Mark and Justin for joining me on the sofa, and thank you to all those who've given us comments on Facebook and Twitter this evening. Thank you for your support. As always, if you have a news story, then please visit our Facebook or Twitter pages. Details on the screen as I speak. Email us news@estuary.tv or phone 01472 31 55553. Until tomorrow, from all of us here, have a great evening.